Hi, and welcome to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. My name is Bill Moore. I'm the Executive Director of the National Street Food Vendors Association, which is a nonprofit dedicated to education, advocacy, and uplifting all food vendors. Today, we're going to be talking about product assembly and why you should, because we're in the hospitality industry, recognize that people have different tastes, and if they want something changed, you might ought to change it. But before we get into that, I want to remind you guys I'm going to be in Edison, New Jersey. I'm going to be part of the Food Truck Owners Expo. It's going to be December 2nd and 3rd of 2025. I'm going to be giving 2 classes, one each day. Once the educational component is completed, I will be on the main expo floor where you guys can join me in my National Street Food Vendors Association booth. You can come and ask me any questions that you have. You can share any success stories that you have about your business and just hang out with us and have a great time there in Edison, New Jersey. Again, December 2nd and 3rd of 2025. Go to FTOexpo.com, place your order for the tickets today, and when you do, put in the code FTTG15 for a 15% discount. So now let's talk about people that are assembling a product and get told, hey dude, can you leave that off? And they say, nope, you have to eat it the way I make it. All right, so this is a hospitality industry. That kind of attitude goes against the hospitality industry. The people that are willing to say that will then now argue with me saying, well, there's a chef and he makes his food exactly the way he wanted to tell it. Okay, well, dude, you're not a chef. Quit thinking that you are. You're a business owner. Get that mindset, throw it in the trash because you're a business owner. You want people to come back tomorrow. That chef, that arrogant chef, doesn't care because they're arrogant. They think everyone is going to bow down to them. Oh my God, you're right. I shouldn't want something different than how you, with your superior knowledge, want to make it. Here's what's going to happen. If I come up to your food truck and say, hey, can you leave that ingredient off because I don't like it? And you tell me no, I will tell you no. I will also turn around, leave, and tell every person that's in your line that don't bother going up there because he doesn't want to take care of you. All he wants to do is sell a product. So pre-package the thing and sell it. Put it in Walmart, put it in Kroger's and sell it. But if you're cooking food in real time and you're assembling food in real time and I say, hey, don't put that product in there and you can't do it, that tells me you don't care one bit about being in the hospitality industry. What you care about is your own arrogance. Because I'm actually saving you money by not putting the ingredient in there, goofy. But it's okay. Some people aren't that bright when it comes to running a business. So why is it a big deal? Why not just be arrogant and just say, well, that's how I want it to taste? Well, here's a little secret for you. How you want it to taste and how you think it tastes is not going to be the same for other people. Oh no, we all have taste buds. We all taste the same. Well, you're wrong. There's a product out there, and I'm not going to pretend like I can pronounce the product, but its initials are PTC. It's a product that I'm not even really sure what it does, but it's essentially, it's a powder. And in the story goes, I don't even know if this is a true story or not, but there's 2 technicians working on this particular powder, and a little accident occurs where some of that powder gets up into the air. And one of the technicians has a very violent reaction. Oh my God, it tastes awful. And of course, it's not poisonous, so it's not killing him, but he could taste it. And the other technician is like, I don't taste. I don't understand why you're reacting this way. That doesn't taste that way. And they had an argument about it. But then what they figured out was that was the truth. One of them could taste it, one of them could not. So they developed this, and you can go to Amazon, you can put in PTC paper, order some of this paper for yourself, and see what you and your friends and your family can taste. When you take this little strip of paper, put it in your mouth, that's all you got to do is put it in your mouth. It is not poisonous, it's not anything that's going to hurt somebody. It's designed to show that people taste differently. About 75% of the population, when they put that litmus paper into their mouth, they'll go, oh my God, this is so bitter. And there'll be varying reactions of how bitter it is. But 25% of the population will put that piece of paper in their mouth and it will taste like a piece of paper. It has no reaction. It's not bitter, it's nothing, it's neutral. They cannot taste the chemical that's on it. Now imagine you as a chef who knows everything, is relying on a bitter flavor to balance out the sweetness of a particular product. And that's the way you want to sell it. 25% of the people that buy it will find that product to be overly sweet. And there'll be another smaller percentage that will find it to be out of balance. It's a little bit bitter, but it's way too sweet. Now, you being the arrogant chef that you are, get mad when they say, hey, leave that product off because it's too sweet. and that particular ingredient is adding sweetness. I don't want it. Because remember, it's not balanced to them by the bitterness. So they're not going to ask you to leave the bitterness off because they can't taste it anyway. But they want the ingredient that's adding the cloying sweetness, they want it diminished or left off so that the product is not out of balance to them. But see, you as a chef can't tell that because you stick it in your mouth and your palate, the educated palate that you have, you don't know what's this person's problem. This is perfect. It's only perfect to you, dude. So if I walk up to you and say, hey, leave that ingredient off, and you tell me no, I know you're not the kind of person I want to deal with as a business, and I won't be coming back because it means you don't understand anything about your own industry. People taste differently. Now, I'm not even using the excuse that we always give, well, I'm allergic to that. There are people that tell me they're allergic to stuff that they're not. They just don't want that ingredient, so they think if they use the A word, I'm allergic, that I will automatically bow down to them and leave that product off. I don't need to hear that. If you're allergic to something, you probably shouldn't be eating in a food truck. We don't have sufficient space to ensure that there's not going to be that casual cross-contamination of that product you're allergic to the product that you're going to end up getting. If you don't want an ingredient, you don't want the ingredient. But if you're allergic to it and it's going to make you sick to where you're going to have some type of violent reaction, you might not want to order from a food truck. Go someplace that's got sufficient space and sufficient training to understand how to keep you safe if you truly are allergic. But we're not talking about allergies. We're talking about preferences. We're talking about taste. And I want you to understand that there are things that you think taste one way that to a whole bunch of other people don't. Now, I can understand when somebody says, hey, can I swap out this for that? Okay, well, it may change the pricing on that structure. Now we're talking about a business decision. Heck yeah, it's going to be an upcharge. Just like when you want cheese. You want cheese on that burger? Not a problem. It's going to cost you more money, but I'll be happy to put it on there for you. We have multiple cheese products. We have Pepper Jack, we have Swiss, we have American, and then we have a mix or graded cheeses with cheddar and something else, a white cheese. I don't remember which one it is. But in any case, someone says, hey, can I switch the cheese that you have on that sandwich for another one? Not a problem. I don't care. Because we're doing what? We're cooking in real time. We're assembling in real time. And it doesn't slow me down. I get so bothered by the food truck owners who say, well, special orders slow it down. No, they don't. They slow untrained people down. They slow uncaring people down. Think about a pizza place. Every single product is custom. They don't care if you order anything added on, taken off, half, light, heavy. They don't care. I worked at Burger King, worked at Wendy's, worked at McDonald's, worked at Hardee's, worked at Whataburger. Pretty much everyone orders their sandwich different. Standard build for a Whopper. Mayonnaise, lettuce, tomato, ketchup, pickle, onion, mustard. Do you know how many of the standard builds we sold? Not as many as we sold that were special. I need a Whopper, no onion. Need a Whopper, no pickle. Need a Whopper, mayonnaise only. Now, do you think that slowed us down? Not in the least. Omitting an ingredient makes us go faster. Oh my God. And if they want something that's really peculiar, to where I have to read the screen to make sure I'm putting the right ingredients on it, it only takes a second or two. If you're using that as an excuse for why you're slow, you might want to look at your overall operation because you got problems. Special orders don't mess you up. Now, there are occasions where you legitimately should say, no, I can't do that because, and it's not because I'm an arrogant chef and I want it to taste the way I want it to taste. It's because you've already mixed stuff together and it's not available in any other form. So for example, you put onions and you put green peppers and you put mushrooms together and you use that as a topping for a Philly cheesesteak, and that's the way you do it. And the way that you cook it is it's all cooked together and it's ready to go. So when someone wants it, you grab it out of the pan, throw it on the grill to heat it up while you're cooking the meat. Because we know that onions need to cook down to get that soft bit to them. The same with mushrooms, same with peppers. You want them to be cooking longer than the meat is going to be cooking. So you pre-cook them. And because of us being a food truck, we have limited space. So it's not like we have a pan of onions that are already cooked, ready to go, a pan of mushrooms already cooked and ready to go, and a pan of peppers already cooked and ready to go. Or you have all three of them together, and if you don't want onions, I'm sorry. It's already cooked, and I can't do it. We had many places I worked where we would have that package of stuff that comes in that's got everything already cut up and ready to go. And we opened the package, throw some butter, maybe throw salt and pepper on it, and then microwaved it. And then that was used as a topping for a number of different places that I worked. And we didn't have those products raw anywhere in the restaurant to make a special order with. So yeah, I can't pull the onions out of a mix and give you something that doesn't have onions in it because it's going to have the flavor anyway. And if you're allergic, as we talked about, that's already contaminated. You cannot eat that. 3 vegetable medley. You buy that in a package. It's already together. And somebody says, hey, can you take the cauliflower out of that? Well, not really, because it's already cooked together. Even if you tried, you know there's going to be little bits of cauliflower in there. It's impossible. That's different. When you're cooking in real time, when you're assembling in real time, and somebody says, hey, leave that off, and you say, no, the way I want it is the way you get it, and there is no changes. You're not an operator. You're going to go out of business. So don't fall back on some famous chef that does it, because, again, you ain't a chef. You're a business owner. Why do you think most chefs have business managers? And those business managers fight with the chefs all the time. That's what you never see on TV. You just think the chef is God, but the business manager has to rein them in and say, you can't sell this product for that price. That's why chefs understand their deficiencies and have people to run their business for them so they can create. That's what they're good at. Food trucks don't have that luxury. So if you call yourself a chef, I'm going to break it to you. You're going to go out of business at some point. Or you're going to have that realization that I need a business manager that can keep our physical business running. So the bottom line for this podcast, understand that people taste things differently. So just because you think you have made the perfect product and it needs every single ingredient that you have so meticulously measured out, and you know exactly how you want it to taste, I'm sorry, if you're cooking and assembling in real time, give people what they want. It doesn't slow you down. If it does slow you down, again, you're untrained, you're uncaring. And if you think that people need to only order the way that you created it, you're arrogant. It's all about understanding our industry. People want to be fed the way they want to be fed and they want to enjoy it. If they can't taste the bitter, well, it's going to be out of balance. So your food is going to be awful and you're going to get a bad review because number one, you wouldn't modify it the way that they would like. And if you understand that, then you can be a little bit more understanding about the reviews that say, well, that product was too sweet. And you taste it and go, it's perfect. Well, if they can't taste the bitter, they can't taste how it's balanced. So they're right. For them, the product was too sweet. Understand there is no universal flavor out there that we all taste and go, yep, that is that. Whatever you think the product tastes like, there's at least 25% of the people will say it tastes different than what you say it does. And if you're one of the people that can taste the bitter, then you got 75% of the people that are going to taste it differently than you. And that's just on bitter. There are other flavors out there as well. Sweet and sour, salty, umami. All of those potentially could be tasted differently from different people. So stop being arrogant. Stop thinking that someone wanting a customization can't be done, because it can. You're just choosing not to. Thank you guys so much for listening to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. If you're finding everything helpful that we do, please consider subscribing. If you love what we do, show some support. There's a link in the description to make that happen. Until next time, you guys have a profitable day.